Let's just talk about the anatomy and biomechanics of the chest, because I think that is very important. So, for instance, when we're talking about the upper chest versus the lower chest, all we're talking about is the pectoralis major. There's a common misconception that the lower chest is the pectoralis minor, but in fact, the pectoralis minor sits deep into the chest region, so it's actually not visible from the offset, from the outside, and it mainly aids in shoulder protraction and retraction, which we're just going to be training throughout our pressing and pulling movements, anyway, so we don't really have to focus on that whatsoever. But in terms of the pec major, which we're really focusing on, we got three distinct heads. We have the upper chest, which is going to be the clavicular head, named because it's right next to the clavicle bone, and then the sternocostal head, which is the middle chest fibers, and then finally we have the abdominal head, which sits below, and that is what is known as the lower chest, even though a lot of misinformation is out there regarding it. But guys, this is really, really good news, because it means that in order to target the upper chest versus the lower chest, or anything in between, we're just targeting one muscle, and that's the pec major, because after all these little things going on are just heads. They're just components of the overarching pectoralis major musculature. And therefore, we only need to focus on the primary functions of the pec major in order to really get into the weeds of targeting the heads. So, for instance, the major functions of the pec major is going to be horizontal and arm adduction, so bringing the arm closer to the midline of the body, as well as humeral flexion, which is going to be really, really emphasized on any incline pressing variations, as well as humeral extension, which is going to be really emphasized during decline pressing movements or dips. And then there's also some internal rotation, which the chest is responsible for, but that's something that just kind of occurs as a byproduct of your pressing variations.